Hello everyone, welcome to PrimeTime reCaps. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, it will make us happy and help us keep making videos like this. Today, I'm going to be explaining an Italian movie, titled The Man Without Gravity, released in the year 2019. Warning! Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. As the movie opens, we are introduced to a lady named Natalia. She is pregnant and also experiencing labor pains, but her mother, Alina, is also with her in the hospital because she's concerned about Natalia's condition. Natalia's mother takes her to the hospital, but unfortunately, some of the doctors are not present because they usually arrive work late. Fortunately, a nurse who is present assists her go through the delivery process, but when they saw the baby, they were astonished and filled with concern. As the baby started to fly in the air, they couldn't believe their eyes. Natalia is also astounded, as she tells her mom that an angel child has been born into their home. Upon arrival of the baby, Mrs. Alina understands with her experience as a mother, that the baby is not normal child, being born without gravity. Against the warning of the nurse and because they feel unprotected, they decide to leave the hospital. Upon arriving home, Alina inquires from her daughter, who the father of the child is, but Natalia isn't able to recall the child's father. Her mother reminds her that the babe isn't like every other child, which means that they've to keep it a secret. She adds that they might face challenges if someone knows about the child, so they name him Oscar. In truth, he is a rare kid that is not easy to raise. He usually sticks with the ceiling when he is being left alone. Alina always ties straps to him to avoid him from flying. They also make the ceiling soft and feathery in order not to cause him harm. Their fear is that he might fly outside in the air, so they tried to be very careful with Oscar, because they both cared so much about him. Few years passed, and Oscar began to grow, but he always stayed indoors. His grandmother does not permit him to go outside, so he spends his time watching cartoons of Superman while he sits at home. He also imagines himself as a superhero. As Oscar converses with his mom, he asks her several times why he is not permitted to play outside, but she always neglects his question. Through the window, Oscar used to watch people and kids like him going to school, as he continues staring at the kids, thinking that he would remain indoors forever. One faithful day, Oscar attempts to escape through the window because he was tired of being imprisoned. Unfortunately for him, his grandmother catches him as he tries, and she gets infuriated with him. Alina then decides to seal all the windows. She insists that he should not leave the house like other kids going to school, and he must do all his study at home. As soon as Natalia hears this, she becomes vexed as she questions her mom for how long he will remain imprisoned at home. She adds that he should be allowed to go outside at least. She then brings one of his jackets for him to wear, then put in 2 stones in its pocket, to enable him not to fly in the air while playing outside. Ignoring her mother's advice, she decides to take Oscar outside. However, she warns her son not to tell anyone that he's like Superman, else, he will not become Superman. Oscar then accompanies his mom to purchase some goods, but he bumps into a girl named Agatha. All the goods she is seen holding in her hands fall from Agatha's hands, and this makes her yell at him. She gives him 2 bottles of water and orders him to carry them to her house as punishment for colliding with her. At first, Oscar refuses to carry them, but after she insisted several times, he later agrees to help her out as he follows her without notifying his mom. Oscar now has 2 heavy bottles of water and 2 heavy stones right in his pockets, but he finds it too heavy and difficult carrying all of them, so he decides to drop the 2 stones in his pocket. And there, he became friends with Agatha. As they get to Agatha's house, she asks for the bottles of water, but he refuses to give it back to her, knowing fully well what might happen if he hands it over. As childish as Agatha can be, she snatches the bottles from him, and immediately he starts flying in the air. Luckily for him, the ceiling is covered with some temporary roof, arresting his ascent towards the sky. As Agatha sees him flying in the air, she addresses him as Superman. He asks her to help him. She immediately goes into her house to get a bag filled with stones, then she hands it over to Oscar, and fortunately for him, it aids him to come down from the ceiling. Because of the incident, they become very good friends. Oscar makes Agatha promise to keep it a secret, which she did. Meanwhile, Natalia and her mother are still worried and distressed because Oscar hasn't returned home yet. They searched without finding him, then they assume that he has flown into the air. His mom finds the stones on the ground which she placed in his pocket. After a while, Oscar returns home with the bag Agatha gave to him and tells his mom about Agatha. His mother asks him if he told Agatha about his secret, but he lies, claiming that he didn't say anything to her. The both of them continues to meet for days, but one day, Oscar's mother finds out that Agatha knows about their secret, so she forbids him from meeting and playing with her. However, Agatha still comes to check on Oscar, but his mom never allows her to come in, claiming that he's not home. Their neighbors become suspicious about them, because they feel that Oscar's mother and grandmother are not treating him right, by not enrolling him in a school and letting him play outside with other kids. They lay a complaint to the cops. The following day, the cops decide to pay them a visit at their house. They order them to send Oscar to school. Following this, they decide to send him to school under pressure. As Oscar's mom goes to school with him, they became sure that Oscar cannot live a normal life, seeing that the kids have a place where they drop their bags, and they feel sad. Natalia understands this and decides to leave the house. Then they start living in an isolated place, far away from the town. After several years, Oscar has now grown to be a man, and his mom now becomes old, but sadly, his grandmother has passed away. Oscar still has the bag, which was given to him by Agatha. He doesn't stay away from the bag, and most times, he even sleeps keeping the bag very close to him. He has never changed his way of living from when he was much younger. He has grown to live his life based on keeping secrets. He and his mother always take care of each other. One day, Oscar becomes tired of living his life based on just secrets. He believes that in a short while, he will become famous and known all over the universe, just like Superman. Oscar sees himself like he is supposed to inspire people, in order for them to write books about him, but his mother contradicts with his desire, making him understand that it may not always work the way he assumes. She adds that if the world knows about what he can do, she may lose him. Only because of the love he has for his mom, he decides to be patient, but a day came. He then went out without informing his mother. He attends a magic show for the first time, in order to show his talent. The show is a program where people come display their talents. So many numbers of people view this show, including his mom. As a result of this, his mom becomes worried that people had seen him on TV, making him very popular all around the world. As the next scene opens, he meets a man named David, who is a content agent. He assures Oscar that he will assist him in becoming very famous. He tells him that he can arrange crowd puller shows that can make him famous. He then gives him a big residential apartment, after he signed the contract agreement. He desires to become very popular after going into a big show and exhibits his performance and becomes a celebrity. Then people named him the Man Without Gravity. The duo had fun doing their work and also earned a lot of money. One day, Oscar starts having cold feet towards achieving his childhood dream of becoming a superhero, as it is in fact just a cartoon character. Most times he gets called for photo shoots and for magic shows. As time goes on, he then begins to feel unhappy working. So many books were written about him and some documentaries were also made about him, which showed a bad image of his mom and grandmother. Oscar feels unhappy. It is his last show, and he has to wear an angel costume, which he dislikes. He tells them that he is not an angel, and then starts acting in an impolite way towards the people. He gets angry, then tells his mother that he has decided to leave everything behind and informs his agent that he doesn't want to be famous anymore. His agent explains that he cannot just opt out while on contract, but instead Oscar gets unpleased. He then comes up with a plan that he should inform people that the man without gravity has passed away or flown into the air. He bids his mom farewell, because he has chosen to live in an isolated place. The following day in the news, it is unveiled that the man without gravity is dead. Many people said what they felt suitable for themselves, and his mom starts living alone. So many journalists continuously visit their house to know about Oscar's whereabouts, but she never has anything to tell them, and after some years, Oscar's mother dies and she's laid to rest. He starts leaving his life in an unusual way. He keeps a long beard and pretends to be crippled by sitting in a wheelchair, in order to hide himself away from the world. He then changes his identity by doing a job in a hotel as a receptionist where people treat him kindly. One lucky day, he sees his childhood friend, Agatha, and she is able to recognize him due to the pink bag he gave to her when they were much younger. The bag enabled him to remain on the ground, and he is still not yet married. They feel very excited after seeing each other. Agatha doesn't seem contented with her life, because her purpose for the main time is only to earn money through her immoral act. Most times when he is on duty, she regularly visits the hotel with the company of different guys. Oscar starts feeling very unhappy, seeing her do these things. He tells her how he feels about her, but she ignores his feelings because she has really changed and care less. Obviously, Oscar still has deep feelings for her, but so many incidents about her past changed her, including her childhood days. In the end, they finally resolve their differences and decides to get married, as the couple start living in the home they resided when they were much younger. I hope you liked the movie. Please turn on the bell icon to be the first to watch our videos when we post contents like this. You can also suggest a movie you'll love us to explain in the comments section. Thanks for watching.